Hello, my friends. How are you? So, when the world's greatest trucker and the juggernaut of trucking come together, well, we know we're going to get some good stories out of it, don't we? That's what I'm hoping for. That's my biggest hope with this whole Swift experiment. We get some good stories and some good videos out of it. So as you can see, not a green screen, my friends. I'm in a truck that looks exactly like my old truck. Yay, I'm home. Hello, I've made it. How's everyone doing out there? We're going to talk about that. I'm at Swift now. Seriously, I'm on my second load already. I mean, the first load was just like a little 100-mile run out of their terminal to deliver the next morning. But hey, we're banging out the second load. I'll be there today. I'll be there in like 4 or 5 hours. And it's nice because it's a drop-in hook on both ends. And it's only 16,000 pounds. I'm saving so much money in fuel right now. Hi, everybody. So yeah, that's what we're going to talk about is I made it. I'm here. And let me tell you, I made it. All right, and here's how you know you made it. There is a telltale sign that you've made it in life, and I'm going to show you what that sign is. And if you guys don't have one of these, well, you just haven't made it in life, and you're going to have to keep trying, okay? But that's okay. I'm here to guide you, and I will help you through life. And what that thing is a pillowcase that says Swift Owner Operator. Oh yeah, that makes it official, baby. Yeah, I put it on my pillow. The pillow I rest my pretty head on every night is the pillow that now says Swift Owner Operator. So next time somebody wants to tell me I'm just a glorified company driver, I point you to my pillowcase, sir. And you know how you get one of those? There's only one way to get one of those. Well, there's probably a few ways to get one of those. I might even sell you mine. I'm not really sure. I haven't really thought that through. It just came out of my mouth. But really, the only official way to get one is to be a Swift Owner Operator, baby. Yeah, you can't argue with the pillowcase. I dare you to try. I dare you to try. So I have made it in life. I am a huge success. And I'm laughing because some people's heads just exploded right now and they are livid in the comments. They are absolutely freaking the fuck out. He thinks he's made it. You're damn right I think I made it, son. And if you don't believe in yourself, who will? Who will? That's right. No one. That's who. So hey, we've made it to Swift, guys. And I wanted to sort of give my impressions overall, just from my first couple days. I haven't seen a whole lot. You know, I did one load, I've used their app and their logs, and I'm on my second load. But just sort of initially how I felt about everything. Still a little bit disappointed that they didn't have an orientation process for only the baddest truckers on the planet, Swift Owner Operators. And the reason for that is probably just to streamline it and get you going. But they kind of told me, hey, if you're an owner operator, we have to assume that you kind of already know what you're doing. So there's no point in us sitting you in a classroom for 3 days when you can do a couple things online for us. Come in here, fill out your paperwork, do a little road test for us, and we'll just send you on your way. I mean, if you already think you know it all, we might as well put you on the road. And they yelled at me and I cried. None of that, some of that happened. I was gonna say none of that happened, but some of it happened. That's kind of the way they explained it to me. But I'm only disappointed there wasn't an orientation. I've said this already in a video or even a live stream. A Swift orientation, like full-blown orientation, you've got your rookies in there, your veterans, all these different things, has to be one of the most fucking hilarious things on the planet. And I did not get to witness that. And that frustrates me just a little bit, but that's okay. That's okay. So we are out in our truck. Let's talk about the truck first. All right. I actually really love this truck so far. Okay. I was pleasantly surprised when I approached my truck because I had only seen it in pictures and I wasn't quite sure what I was getting into. It's a truck with 300,000 miles on it, and sometimes you get into a truck with 300,000 miles and you got a bunch of sweat stains from the previous fatty that was driving the fucking thing around or whatever nasty shit. And this truck was clean until my filthy ass got in it. This truck was real clean, and it's kind of almost spec'd out exactly how I would spec the truck out if I were building my own truck, let's say. I mean, let's not get too crazy. It's a T680. It's basically a fleet truck. It's not anything above and beyond that's gonna like blow your mind, but they spec these trucks a little bit different from time to time. And for me, this is almost the most comfortable setup in the truck. For one, it's automatic, okay? I was driving the 18 speed before, and driving an automatic is just easier. You know, I've heard all the explanations from people, and that's fine. You all have your preference. I don't give a fuck. I'm not here to change your mind, but it's just fucking easier. You know, the lack of control on snow and ice, I'm a Colorado boy, baby. I've never had that experience, and I have driven on plenty of snow and ice. Oh my God, I can't control it when it's in reverse. Whatever will I do? I don't know. That's kind of what happens when you're the world's greatest trucker. You just don't run into these issues. You just go get the damn job done. That's what you do, right? But obviously that's just quality of life. A much easier way to get on down the road is just an automatic truck. You know, push the gas pedal till you're up to cruising speed, let her rip, and have a good time, right? Nothing wrong with that. I like under the bed, because it's all open under there. I mean, there's a few, like my inverters under there, but some of these fucking trucks, they got compartments built underneath the bed, and I absolutely fucking hate that, because now you got to figure out how to make things fit under there and all that, and it's open all the way across. I know that doesn't sound like a big fucking deal, but to me, it is one. It is one. We've got the little desk in here, so I don't even need my TV tray anymore. I guess I'll leave it at home next time I'm there. But it's just along for the ride now. Not much else to say about it, honestly. It's a truck. One thing I'm getting used to, that actually I didn't even know they had this on Kenworths, I've only ever seen it on Freightliners before, is the auto start stop in place of an APU, which works out for me. It's not the worst thing ever. It is just a little bit jarring when your truck starts and stops itself in the middle of the night. That can wake you up, right? So that's kind of a pain in the ass. But for me, fortunately, this time of year, well, I'm not a big old fat sumbitch, right? So I don't need the AC blowing on me like fucking crazy. So for the most part, it'll run initially, and throughout the night, most of the time it just stays off. I've only been in it 2 nights so far. Yeah, headed towards my 3rd night, but it just stays off for the most part. But actually, that is a little bit harder on me. Now I can idle the truck, I can, but I don't want to waste the fuel. Fuel cost is a big deal when you're a owner-operator over here at Swift Transportation, right? So fuel cost is a big deal. I'm idling it right now because I'm talking to you guys, and I got to get going here in a minute. But you get the fucking point. You know what I'm trying to say. I can idle it. The auto start stop is a little bit jarring. I'll get used to it. I like when the truck's running. That's when I get my best sleep. That's about it for the truck, guys. It's a T680. What do you want from me? You know, it's just a truck. As far as you know, like I said, their orientation process, there just wasn't a whole lot to it. You know, just not much at all. It was a little bit chaotic. The recruiter I was working with, she seems to be a very busy woman, so it was a constant rotation of people trying to get into her office to talk to her and do whatever they need. So it ended up being a lot of waiting around, but that's okay. At least I didn't have to do like 2 or 3 days of orientation. That's okay. Not a big deal. I met a really cool guy at the terminal. He was really super cool, and I'm gonna make fun of him a little bit, but not in like a hateful way, but like in a playful way. So hopefully, because he said he's been watching my videos for years, so hopefully he don't think I'm being mean to him, because he made me laugh. Actually, it was hilarious. One of the funniest things I think I've ever heard. I was walking by, I was just getting ready to leave, I think, and they got like snacks and drinks you can buy, and I was real thirsty, so I was kind of checking that out when dude stopped me and he's like, "Hey man, I've been watching your videos for years, even on your old channel and all that." And I'm like, "That's really cool, man." So I was talking to him for a while, and just a really, really fucking nice guy, just really friendly, very I don't want to make it seem like I'm like flirting with the guy or anything, but I like when people speak well, when they use their words and speak like adults. It really, really, I said I wasn't hitting on the guy, but fucking turns me on when people use their words. I love it. And he was a very well-spoken guy. And he said, I mean, first of all, he was just in awe. He said, "I can't believe that I am sitting here in front of such a talented, charismatic, good looking man. And I said, no, I get it. Like, I wake up every morning and I look in the mirror and I go, my God, I'm spectacular. Fucking, how can anybody hate me, right? That's, none of that happened. That I made up just to make some more heads pop down in the comment section. That part was made up. But I asked him, how long have you been working at Swift? And he said, I've been here for 15 years. I said, 15 years, man, that's actually really impressive. And when you see companies where people have been there for a while, that could be a good or bad indicator. It could be that company's taking good care of them, they've got no reason to quit, or they're too dumb to know that there's other things out there. It could go either way. And he didn't seem dumb. So 15 years, I said, so do you own a truck or what are you doing? And he goes, no, man. I've been company the entire time. I said, really? I mean, that's a career choice too. There's nothing wrong with that. And I said, why'd you decide to go company for 15 years? And he goes, man, I just never really wanted to commit to anything. And that's the point where I started laughing. I said, hold on, let me get this straight. You have worked at Swift for 15 years, but you never did a lease, you never bought a truck, anything, because you were afraid of the commitment. And he said, yep. And I said, you know what? That's actually pretty reasonable, because you start doing something and before you know it, 15 years have passed. And then you're like, oh, I guess time just gets away from you sometimes. And it was a very, very funny thing for him to say. It really made me laugh. I'm like, you're already in it. You've already committed. He said, yeah, but I never bought the damn truck. You understand? And I'm like, I fucking do, actually. I do understand what you're saying. But so anyways, there was a part, I never write down what I'm going to say, right? And there was a part I meant to do at the beginning of the video, and now it's coming later in the video because I'm not a professional. I'm just kind of a shithead here on the internet. But I have noticed that I have been being treated very differently by a lot of truckers out here. Not in person, not like walking across the truck stop, right? But driving. And don't get me wrong, I imagine because I got Swift on the side of my truck and trailer, the Fuel Island ass kickings will increase by tenfold, which still equals 0, but you get the fucking point, right? So I'll probably get my ass kicked on Fuel Island as much as I've always been getting my ass kicked on Fuel Island, just because of the Swift truck. But I have noticed a difference in how people drive around me, and not like they're scared, okay? They're not like, oh god, this Swiftie is all over the goddamn road. And I'm here for the jokes, guys. I'm good with it. As a matter of fact, are any of you Seinfeld fans? I didn't understand Seinfeld when I was a youngster, but as I got older, it started to get funnier. The jokes started to make more sense because I got way smarter, obviously. There was I think it was Tim Watley, right? He was the dentist, the guy that played Malcolm's dad, the guy that played on Breaking Bad. I can't remember his fucking name, but anyways, he got into being a dentist for the jokes. That was why he wanted to be a dentist. Now, I'm not an expert on dentist jokes, but I've heard a lot of Swift jokes in my day, and I'd be lying to you guys if part of the reason I came over here, if I said it wasn't because of the fucking jokes. Oh yeah, we're gonna have jokes, baby. Absolutely, absolutely. One of the guys that works here, I mentioned this in my live stream, but one of the guys that works here said, hey, maybe I'll run into you at a terminal sometime. I said, maybe we should not run into each other, because us Swifties, we've already got a bad enough reputation as it is. If you want to come over and say hi, that might look better for both of us. Anyways, I have noticed a difference in how people act towards me when I'm on the road, but I'm okay with it. Look, I have spent years on YouTube preparing for this moment, listening to people's stupid shit that comes out of their mouth, making me battle hardened for any Swift bullshit that might come. Because if you ever want to hear the stupidest of the stupidest shit you can ever hear in the world, Grow a YouTube channel or a TikTok. You'll get even stupider than YouTube over there for sure. Or make Facebook videos. You really want to hear the dummies fucking voice their fucking stupid opinions. Do something with social media. Because the dummies come out, my friends. Oh, they're fucking everywhere. And they're so smart. They have the best fucking advice. And, well, they're dumb as shit. And fuck them, right? As a matter of fact, I'm getting to the fucking point. Somebody watched one of my videos and they're like, it took 5 minutes for this guy to drop the F-bomb. What a loser. And you know what I say to that guy? Fuck you. Fuck you, dude. What the hell's wrong with you? You sheltered little brat. You're running around the goddamn internet afraid to hear a F word, and then I'm a loser because you can't handle it? Go fuck yourself. I got no patience for this shit. What the hell was I talking about, bro? Oh yeah, battle hardened for all the Swift jokes, right? Hell yeah, absolutely. Let me tell you guys something. Let me tell you something. You have not walked a mile in my shoes until every day you get told by a 50-year-old crackhead that lives with his mother, that uses his mom's car to DoorDash, that's not legally allowed to drive a truck because of all the drugs he did, that you, a 10-year veteran of trucking and a million-mile trucker, are not a real trucker. Judge not lest that guy fucking judges you or whatever bullshit. I don't know. But I have been told by that crackhead, as well as thousands of other people, that I am not a real trucker while I stand in this truck cranking out 3 million miles a week on a slow week. That I'm not a real trucker. And the reason I bring all that up is because like I said, I've heard all the dumb shit. Now I can roll with the punches, and now I can laugh about it too. But boy, have I noticed a difference in behavior around my truck than any truck I've ever driven before, because it says Swift on it. And it is very bizarre behavior. Everybody's in a race to pass me. They're all hauling ass down the road just to get around me, and they cut me off every time. I get cut off every time. And apparently Swift has like a pretty strict rule about following distance, which, okay, that's fine. Makes sense to me. Now, I'll be honest with you, this is probably the thing that's going to get me some phone calls every once in a while, because I forget. I've been a truck driver for a very long time, working for companies that maybe don't have as strict of rules when it comes to that. And you know how it is with old dogs and new tricks, right? That's probably going to be the thing that gets me a phone call here and there. Hey, Josh, I thought somebody said 6 seconds, but I could be wrong about that. You know how far 6 seconds of fucking following distance is? You could fit like 70 other trucks in that spot. But I thought I heard 6 seconds. I'm not really sure. But these guys always cut me off half a second in front of me. Then I gotta smash the brakes. Well, I don't have to smash the brakes, but I just hit the jakes and let her slow down, because I don't need to be in trouble because this guy just cut me off, right? So because I'm paranoid that that's the thing that's gonna get me in trouble around here, I'm always like slowing down probably more than I should, and then it's just this never-ending cycle. But I'll get used to it. I'll get used to it. Don't worry. But anyways, the point I was trying to make is people are always in a hurry to get around me, always cut me off. I get looks now from people passing me. They look over at me, scowl at me, and all that shit. Last night, I was in a pretty weird situation. I'll finish the Swift stuff here in a minute. I still got more to talk about on that, I guess. Last night I was in one of those weird spots where I'm on the East Coast, but I had to get like enough miles so that I could make it today, instead of like, oh, I'm gonna make it a day late. I don't know that it matters because it's drop and hook, but I definitely wanted to be there today so I can be ready the next morning to get up and roll on that next load. It's about the bottom line here at Swift, okay? We're all about making money, all right? So I needed to get a certain amount of miles, which led me to not being able to park until around 9:30 last night, which is late for me in general, but 9:30 last night on the fucking East Coast. And I pulled into a spot. I mean, you get over here on the East Coast, like all the ramps are full, all the rest areas are full, all the big truck stops are full. Just good fucking luck, right? So I pulled into a spot that they have truck parking, but all the spots were full, and there were kind of people parked off to the side, which happens, you know, your little creative spots we do out here sometimes. I don't like to do, that's part of why I like to be parked real early. But you get into, you know, things like that, and I was like, maybe I could park next to this guy. There was a guy parked along the edge, and I pulled up right beside him. I got out, looked around, like, there's plenty of room for people to still get out of here, but I don't know if I want to take this spot. Reason being, because I'm in a fucking Swift truck, and in the morning, say that guy pulls out before me, which probably happens because my pullout game is, wait, what are we talking about? Trucking. We're talking about trucking. Focus, motherfuckers. Anyways, if he were to like pull out before me in the morning, then I just have a Swift truck sitting in the middle of a fucking parking lot, and I didn't like that idea at all. So I got out and looked around at the situation, decided I didn't like it, but when I was getting back in my truck, I closed the door, and he's one of those drivers that sits up in his front seat all night. Those fucking weirdos, right? I don't know what they're doing, looking for a lot lizard, or I don't know what they're doing sitting up there in the front seat of their truck all goddamn night, but it's not my fucking business. It's their truck, their rules, right? But I look over and this guy's staring at me and just shaking his head, and he's like, fucking Swift. Well, he wasn't saying that, but I can imagine, I can make up what was going through his head, and it's fucking Swift thinks they're gonna park right next to me. They probably already ran into my fucking trailer. I don't even know yet. And he was just shaking his head, just scowling at me, right? Now, I wasn't sold on that parking spot anyways, but what I knew was down the road was another small, it's a restaurant that has a dirt lot back for trucks, right? Now, according to Trucker Path, there's always spots there, right? Even late at night, but I wasn't sure. And what I was doing while I was sitting in my truck was looking at the satellite view of it, so I could kind of figure out how that lot's set up and if I would have a better chance over there. I looked at it, I said, you know what? I think I might do better over there, and I drove away, right? But it was funny how upset he was that there was a Swift truck next to him. I can't believe this guy. He's gonna park right next to me. Yeah, Cupcake. Fuck, we all gotta park the goddamn trucks. Of course, I was thinking about it, but I actually didn't. So anyways, back to the Swift stuff. Oh, damn, 22 minutes into it, and the part that everyone wants to hear about that I just fucking remembered. Josh, tell us about the load board. All right, I'll tell you about the load board, what I know of it so far. I haven't even looked at it. Let me explain. Coming in with everything going on, getting the truck set up, getting all the paperwork together, you know, getting all my stuff moved in, and then installing their app was the big thing. And I'm getting a little older now. I'm not like bad at technology, but it takes me a minute, right? So I got their app and everything, and I realized at that point I was a little bit overwhelmed, because I didn't know all the functions of the different things inside the app. And I just decided for now, because I actually have some home time scheduled end of next week, I decided just for now, I'm going to use this first 2 weeks to just kind of get in the swing of things, how Swift does things, and just let them dispatch me. And then after I take that home time, then I'll call my dispatcher up and I'll talk to him about it. But I just had realized, like, okay, it's a new company. They do things different from other companies. I'm a little overwhelmed. Let's not add this on top of it. Let me get comfortable with what I'm doing first. So I don't even know where the fucking load board is. I haven't even looked at it. And they were real honest with me through the whole process about the load board. Look, Josh, the load board's new, okay? We're still working on the load board. We're still working to improve the load board. And the load board is not always the answer here right now. They said we want it to be. We've got a lot of people that are making a lot of money. I don't know if they said they're making a lot of money, but a lot of people that are working on this load board to make it better. They said we're just in the initial phases. So if they were always honest, They said if you want to make your living off the load board, you might struggle right now. So let us work with you, and we'll get everybody where they need to be. And I said, you know what, that's fair. So as of right now, I haven't even looked at this load board. The guy I met at the terminal, really nice dude. My first load came in when I was there, and that was part of what overwhelmed me, because it's a phone app, right? I don't know why in this day and age, with technology we have, why trucking companies cannot figure out how to send your load as one fucking message. Oh, you need 17 goddamn messages to understand this load. It wasn't 17, but it was around 4, I think. Around 4. And then I got overwhelmed and went, oh God, what do I do with all these messages? Because it felt like it was happening so fast. It's just a fucking dispatch, like every other goddamn dispatch out there, right? But I kind of panicked a little bit, and then he walked me through like how to accept the load, you know, and then where I go to send, you know, the loaded call and all the different macros and all that you do on your phone now. And that was really cool of him to help me. Thank you, sir. Thank you for showing me how to do that. I feel like I'm getting it down now. I mean, I'm only on my second load, but I feel a lot better about it. And that is kind of where we're at with everything. I realized when I got on the app that maybe I'll just slow my roll just a little bit, right? Let's get comfortable. Let's understand the processes here at Swift. And then when I come off that home time, I will call my dispatcher and I'll have a conversation with him about that load board. So that's where we're at with everything. And I figured that was the smarter decision right now instead of overloading and stressing myself out. So that's where we're at. Anyways, I think that's it for the video. That's Swift so far. As you can tell, I'm having a ton of fun. I got a pillow that proves I'm an owner-operator, so no one can ever tell me otherwise. Bye now.